Okay, so hey, how everyone doing? Welcome back for tuning in to Makeup Fetish. Today I'm just gonna um do my eyebrows and makeup. If you've seen the previous video, like I said, most of my makeup is just freehand. I don't name any of it. Some of it smoky eye, some of it I will be explaining what I'm actually doing though. But I had already started with my eyebrows. Of course, they is much smaller. I just filled in because my eyebrows is very thin, and it has a lot of spaces in it. So I'll start off. This is LA Colors. It's called Brown Wowie. It's a brown pencil. So on one end it has, your little brow brush, and on the other end it's so you can actually see that it's an angle brow liner. But I just use that to fill it in because this is light. But I do use it to, I don't know if you can see, to fill in here. And it still has a little space in it, but it helps out for what I'm about to do. I also, because this is like what is it, it's 1, 2, then it's a 3, 4. It's like a 4 or 5 step process I do for my brows. So the first step is I brush it, of course, to brush your regular eyebrows up in the up motion, and you just slide down to the position and how you want to outline your brow and how you want it to be. Whether it's like this or a check mark. I don't do the check marks. I don't even like them to be this big. So you're going to see what I'm actually going to do. It start out big like this, but that's not how it ends. So I do that first. Then I fill it in with the, I told y'all, with the brow liner. I do that. Fill it in. Then I'll take, this is, the name is just scratched off. But if you can find a little eyeliner pencil like this, then that's great because you don't have to be so heavy. I find out the ones with the wooden ones, they kind of heavy. This is a lot skinnier, number one, and it's light. You can just brush on it, and then you can do your outline a lot better with one like this versus, let me show you, versus one like that. Like, nah, they need to be sharpened. I got a sharpener, but they need to be sharpened. This is one of my best ones, and this is Ciet, and this is the Wonder One. It's number 027. See, this one here is it has that, but it also has the brow brush at the end. I usually use that. I have like, it's an angle brow brush, and I have more than one of those. I have another one over here. That one I tend to use more frequently, and that's this one here. This is the one I use at the end because I put on my I use that, and I use my little contour to outline it. You're gonna see what I mean by that. So like I said, then I go ahead and back to what I was saying. I use my black eyeliner to go ahead and draw my brow and shape it to you. And I just go, it's only an outline outside of what I already brushed or fill in with the brown brow. So I'm only actually going around, but I'm giving myself more space so that when I actually go use my camouflage or outline to actually shape it and make it more defined. So that's what that's about. That's why I look so thick right now. So now what I'm going to do, since I did all that process previously, I'm going to go ahead and use my tan Bye-Bye eyes. That's what I usually use for that. I mean, you can use whatever you may like. There's other products. I could either use that or the lift to do that. And sometimes you can just use your does that at the end where I use my foundation, but that's usually for the top part, not the bottom. because I like the way it highlights when I'm putting on my makeup and stuff. So I tend to leave that there. So now, I take my angle brush. Ooh, that came off. I take my angle brush, as you can see here. Let me make sure you can see it. And I thin it out to make sure that when I start, it can be on an angle. So I just shape it a little bit. Now I took some of my illuminator and coverage concealer. That's what it is. I kept saying camouflage and concealer, but it's actually it's actually a concealer. So that's what you usually use. I apologize, guys. Like I said, this is my first video. I just really do my makeup. I'm just sharing what I do, and only y'all can share with me. So when I do that, I take and I go right. Make sure your brush is at the angle where that is, and I start underneath the eye and work my way up. I'll go a little bit by a little bit. I hope you guys can see that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's hard for me to do brows, because this is something I just previously started getting into. Now my brows is pretty good. I don't really do this too often. I usually just try to fill it in and call it a day. And then after I do this, I just take it and move downward to try to blend it. And take your time with this, people. Don't try to rush it, or whatever the case. We're gonna clean all of this up on this side, so don't worry about that. But they're like, I tell people, take your time. You don't, some people, I understand. You want your makeup, you don't want to spend all day with it, and people look for like a faster way to do makeup. My thing is, I love makeup and I like for it to look right, but I don't want to rush it either, because I don't want to go out here looking any kind of way. That's me. Now, if you know that you and I will say, as far as this is, when you doing this particular makeup and you want to make sure that you can have some time that you can invest in it, because you don't want to do this and you got to go to work and stuff like that. Then some stuff I do. Tell you a little secret. Don't grab it for me. Don't judge me. Sometimes I'll do my makeup the night before. Like, if I'm going to church, I'll do it late night. That's just me. I'll do it late night, and then I get up and prep it in the morning. That's what I do. Okay, so now we're going to start at the top. The top is where I kind of do a lot more work, because I want it to look a certain way. I don't want it to, if you don't want it real thick, you get to choose how the thickness and the actual shape, the angle, and everything of how you want the brow to be. And that has a lot to do with the top part. The bottom part is fairly easy. The top part, be very careful and take your time with, to make sure you want to get it the shape and angle that you want. I hope you guys can see me. If you cannot see me in certain things when I'm doing my videos, please drop a comment in the comment box. That way I can do better with that next time. When you're doing the end part, that's here, you can end it how you want. Okay, I don't want it to be all the way down, like down to here. So I'm gonna take my pencil, I'm gonna go underneath, because I want to make the angle to be right. I want it to meet exactly how it should. And then you can just whatever you don't want, you can make that little angle. There we go. And hope you can see that. See how you see that? Because I didn't want all that. And you're going to do this twice. And I'm going to show you and tell you why. Because we got another process. This is this twice. This is just a outline of... And like I said, take your time. Be careful with outlining your brow and getting it to how you want it to be. And I'm just smoothing that out. See? Marvelous. It turned out really well. And like I said, I don't usually do this. I just enjoy the art of actually doing my brows. And then this here, because this is part of your brow. Some people do it, some people don't. I do. But I don't put no more on there. I just use what I already have. And see, when you do that, it gives it a more defined look. See? It gives the brow a more defined look versus here. And that's it. I might not do anything with it. I want to see how it actually turns out. See if it's too big or not. Cause like I said, I usually don't. I don't dig the big brows. Like for some reason, I just don't get along with them. I don't like them, and it looks really good. But I don't know. For me, I just don't like them. And now we off to the other side. Let's get through this tutorial. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side that I did to this side. That's it. If you happen to put too much, then that's fine. Just spread it out. I'm going to tell you why later. This helps with your makeup. That's your shadows and stuff that you're going to be applying to your eye. It helps a lot. Yeah. Alright, so you're going to do the same that you did to this eye here to here, going down. Just use the excess I ain't have a lot on there apparently. Damn, yeah. And then we're gonna do the top. Alright, so now we're gonna do the top. Always make sure your brush is still at that angle though. Sometimes it can try to be off track and you don't want that. And always look at this one over here because you want it to even up. You don't want it to not even up. You can always go back, go back over it like I'm doing now. Let's start off with a little bit. That way, if you need to make corrections or whatever, you can do it without a problem. Don't try to go in and take too much off to start with, because then you be like, dang, I took too much off and you had to redo the whole thing. Nobody got time for that. I done seen tutorials where people actually started all over again and then see if they just took a little bit off the top the first time, they'd have been great. So yes, and there we go. We got the look and the effect that we were looking for. And on both sides. I let you see that, see? Bam. Bam. Now when you're looking, this one looks a lot smaller than this. It does. And the way to reach that effect is in this part here. So let's see if we can get this part to be a little smaller. And that's all you do. You look at both sides and see where you can possibly get that change effect and make it look as much as possible the same. See? That quick. It wasn't a lot to be done. It was just that part right there. That's it. And you brush out, and just know that both your eyebrows is not the same. So unless you totally drawing them on and you're not going based off your own brows and your brow line, then it ain't gonna be the same. But if you're drawing it, you are actually drawing your line to begin with, like from scratch, then yeah, I mean, you can do that. I don't do that because I want it, like I said, this was to look natural. And in order for it to look natural, eyebrows is not perfect. I'm just saying. You look at somebody's eyebrows, I don't care who eyebrows you look, they may appear to look perfect, but if you take a closer look, they're not the same. They're not. Let me see here. One is always going to look different than the other. That's just how it is. But looking on the outside, it will appear to be that way. It will. Okay, there we go. Now, see? There you go. There you have it. See, this is my favorite side face, so I always want this brow to be on fleek. This one, too. But my eyes is not shaped like that, and that's how that goes. It don't always have that little effect or look, and that's fine. Make sure they are stopping at the same place. That's another thing. Your end part is see, that's how a person can tell if it was done right or not. Your end points. See how my end points are? They must be the same. That's important. People don't pay attention to that, but your end points is very important. My husband, his cousin, she do her makeup, Shawnee. That girl makeup is always on fleek. Especially her brows, boy. You want to know somebody do some brows. That's if you can do some brows. Might have her on here one day. She can do some brows. You know, and all of us good in our own way with certain things, you know. I think I'm good with, I think my main key and what I'm good at the most is with coverage. Like covering as far as your, giving you a total makeover when it comes to your, putting on your, don't want to mess it up too much, putting on your foundation. How to put that on, how to make you look younger. See, that's what I, do. That's the whole point of wearing makeup. Ain't no need of wearing makeup and you still look old. That's just crazy. Or putting it on and you look older than what you looked. And you don't need to put it on. And I get mine from and I'm going to tell you another thing to do because I share the wealth. When you, the Chinese, they do their makeup so different than what we do. They really do. They don't do it like us. They do it different. And their job, their goal, and they'll tell you too, is so that you can look young. They had something on there where they were saying how we do our makeup and it looks old. The way we do it. Americans, that's what they were saying. Basically, in so many words, we Americans put on makeup and we look old. Y'all probably wondering what I'm doing. I'm trying to not make it look so thick on this top, because if you notice from here versus here, it was looking kind of thick. You see how I thinned it out? because it was looking thick, and I don't want that thick look on top. Boom. So that's what I was doing, taking away that thick look. There we go. Boom. Push your wire. Boom. Boom, boom. There we go. Yep, so that's what I was doing, guys. It was like a little hump, and that hump was just irky. And that's another thing you need to watch. See, now is a perfect, both of them. It was a hump that was over top of here. If you rewind it, you would see it. It was a hump. I was getting rid of that hump. So make sure you look once you're doing it too, because you want to line it up. You don't want one of them, looking thicker than the other, and it ain't looking right. It's like one of them for real is darker than the other, and I'm going to straighten that out because I don't like dark eyebrows. And to do that, the only thing I actually do is take it and brush through it. Try to actually brush through all that. See? And it'll lighten right on up. That's because I had outlined it with, and then once you do it and it don't have that sharpness effect that it had before, let's go over the part that it ain't had the sharpness effect. Right there. That's all. But don't bother it too much. Yeah, that's all you do. You see? It's right back like it was. I not forget, I didn't do it. I got into this because I went to get my eyebrows arched one time, and a Chinese lady seen how thin it was, and she filled them in. And when she did that, it just looked a whole lot better. So, because of that, I always, keep it, started doing this. But like I said, I'm not a big fan of it. So it's not something that I do really all the time. Let's go back and give it that effect. Yep, there we go. Okay, so, and that is our brow look. And that is our brow look. Now, you want to apply a little makeup. Another thing, like after you do your brow, I fill it in with the mixture of, actually, once I do the brow look in effect, I'll put this on it. This right here. This is L'Oreal Inflammable. I'll go around it, but that's after I do my my actual makeup. So that is my brow tutorial. Hope you enjoy it. Tune in for the makeup. So see, all of this is going to be broken down because it does take me a while. So you can watch each separate video at your own convenience. The first one was a 2-part for the foundation, applying your foundation, store-bought foundation, for full coverage. This is the brow effect. The next video is going to be the applying your shadow, your lipstick, everything else. So when you see me with this on, same thing, is only because I did all the videos. I just broke it down so you can watch it as your own convenience, because yeah, I'm a little slow when I'm applying my makeup. I told you I take my time. So like, subscribe, share, tell me what you think. please drop a comment. If you have any tips for me, drop that. Whatever. We here to chat. Makeup Fetish. Hashtag Makeup Fetish. Come on aboard. I'm waiting for y'all now. Thanks for all your time and support. Have a blessed day. Happy holidays once again.